When the US attacks another country, it doesn't just send in troops or launch missiles. It starts with language.
Professor Wang Yiwei from Renmin University of China breaks this down very clearly, using the US attacks on Venezuela as a real-world example. He points out that what we're seeing is not random messaging, but a well-designed narrative system, built around 3 basic logics and repeated through 10 familiar tricks. And once you understand how this system works, you start noticing the same pattern again and again.
The first logic is disguise. Change what an action is called and you change how it is judged. In the Venezuela case, the US did not describe its actions as an invasion. It did not speak the language of war. Instead, it talked about capture, arrest, and joint operations with law enforcement.
These are domestic policing terms, not the language of war. The effect is powerful. Once the frame shifts to law enforcement, the UN Charter and questions of sovereignty quietly disappear from the conversation. Violence is further neutralized through technical language. Bombing becomes a precision strike. Invasion becomes an operation. Civilian harm is downgraded to collateral damage. This language does more than soften brutality. It presents war as a form of technical management, something orderly, controlled, almost bureaucratic.
At the same time, the target state itself is personalized. A country is reduced to a single leader. Sovereignty, institutions, and the population fade into the background. Once a state is compressed into one individual, regime change can be sold as criminal justice rather than international aggression.
The second logic is redirection. If attention is pulled elsewhere, legality becomes irrelevant.
This is why so much emphasis is placed on elite units and dramatic raid footage. Command rooms, night vision images, and special forces narratives dominate coverage.
The audience is encouraged to admire competence and efficiency. The more impressive the operation looks, the less space there is to ask whether it should have happened at all.
Tactical success is then used to conceal strategic violence. A fast, clean operation is praised as restrained and responsible, but tactical neatness says nothing about long-term consequences, regional instability, civilian suffering, economic collapse, or endless cycles of intervention. Winning the scene replaces winning the peace.
Public debate is also carefully redirected toward procedure rather than substance. Media discussions fixate on whether Congress was informed or whether the timing was appropriate. These arguments absorb attention while avoiding the core issue: who authorized the US to use force across borders in the first place.
Cause and effect are then quietly reversed. Intervention comes first, but the story is told backward, as if instability demanded intervention rather than intervention producing instability. History is edited to make aggression appear inevitable.
The third logic is erasure. Control memory and you control moral judgment. Latin America is not a new story. The US has intervened there more than 40 times, but that history is wiped clean. Each action is presented as exceptional, as if it has no connection to what came before.
And before the public can fully process what happened in Venezuela, new headlines appear.
No sooner had the Latin American crisis unfolded than Trump began talking about occupying Greenland within 2 months and releasing news about military deployments aimed at Iran. Attention shifts. Venezuela fades. Accountability never arrives.
Even imagery is carefully controlled. The public is shown pictures of Maduro, poorly dressed, exhausted, humiliated. What is not shown is the brutal process behind those images, the killing of dozens of Cuban bodyguards who died protecting him, the violence of the raid itself. The focus stays on spectacle, not cost.
When invasion is reframed as governance and war becomes routine administration, the most dangerous transformation has already occurred. It doesn't happen on the battlefield. It happens in words.